Good day, and thanks for stopping by GardenStateWeather.com, New Jersey, and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm forecaster Robert Smith, and this is our weekend edition, Saturday, October 15th, 2011, of the Daily Video Forecast Discussion. Hold on to your hats and coats, my friends. Wind advisories in effect for this afternoon. Saturday morning watches and warnings, wind advisories not showing up here across Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey and most of New Jersey. That's going to be filled in later today. There's going to be wind advisories throughout the entire New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area today. Not only the ones showing up on the map here, but that's going to be expanded as the Philadelphia office comes out with this probably during the morning hours. Wind advisories mean that winds are going to be greater than 30 to 35 miles an hour generally, and we could have gusts here beyond 40 or 45 miles an hour today as the mid and upper levels begin to mix down to the surface. The winds will be out of the southwest. And wind advisories mean that small branches or possibly some minor property damage could occur today as the winds become very, very strong. High pressure building in, low pressure north of Lake Huron this morning creates a very tight pressure gradient. Along the coast, we have gale warnings in effect for winds, again, between 20 to 30 knots with seas anywhere from 3 to 7 feet across the area from Long Island Sound all the way down through the Delmarva. Temperatures under clear skies this morning starting out before sunrise in the upper 40s to lower and mid 50s. Base reflectivity composite this morning shows generally showers spinning around the upper low, which is north of Lake Huron this morning, and we can find some of those showers now getting into portions of southwestern New York and western and central Pennsylvania. Here's our surface chart composite here, also showing the low, the upper low now across north of Lake Huron, south of Hudson's Bay, Canada, and a very tight pressure gradient. As the sun comes up this morning, the atmosphere is going to destabilize. We probably will get into some stratocumulus clouds here, indicative of some of the showers already breaking out across western Pennsylvania and central Pennsylvania. They're scattered and widely scattered, but the cloud cover may increase a little bit further in this area as the atmosphere begins to destabilize, and the winds from about 1,000 or 2,000 feet begin to mix down to the surface, and the winds will increase in very strong gusts this afternoon. That means if you have any outdoor activities or have anything that needs to be tied down around the house, you better do it early this morning. Two cores of wind this morning under the upper low here over Lake Huron and southeastern Canada. We have one core of winds better than 120 knots entering and exiting the New Jersey area, with the right rear quadrant exiting over the next couple of hours, and another area in the jetlet here of 120 knot winds. This is going to be approaching and moving over us this morning, so that's going to enhance some of the mixing down to the mid and lower levels of the atmosphere. Close-up water vapor this morning shows that some cloudiness is beginning to build in the middle and upper layers across Pennsylvania, and this is indicative of increase in shower activity across this area, and also some stratocumulus clouds could begin to be forming in this general area as the showers race from west to east. Some of these winds coming off the Great Lakes this morning in the mid and upper levels, just above the top at about 3,000 to 5,000 feet, are running about 45 to 50 miles per hour. So these showers will be racing east, and we could get into some stratocumulus clouds, especially northern sections from central Jersey into New York City and southeastern New York during this morning. Notice how tightly packed the isobars here, so therefore the pressure gradients tightening up and the winds are increasing. Forecast going through today, a very strong upper level low across Hudson's Bay, Canada, 970 millibars there, and basically a northwest to west southwest flow across the entire New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area all the way up to New England. The tight pressure gradient here will mean winds of better than 30 to 40 miles per hour at times with higher gust, and also a cloud cover and perhaps even a few showers here across the northern sections of Pennsylvania, throughout New York, and into interior southern New England during this afternoon. High pressure still building in across the Midwest, and that will be moving in our direction. As we get into tonight, still a very strong northwesterly flow, but the gusts should be abating just a little bit, but the wind advisories will probably stay up early tonight. Low pressure still parked and deepened over Hudson's Bay, Canada, and this will continue to pull in a very strong west to southwest flow of air across the region during tonight. Skies should begin to clear off a little bit, during this evening as well, and any shower or rain activity would be confined to upper portions of Michigan and also further to the north and east across Canada. High pressure now ridging in and building in. Here comes a surface wave across the upper Midwest with a warm frontal boundary extending now into the Tennessee Valley. As we get into the day on Sunday, we're going to find high pressure centered right over the Carolinas, and our very strong pressure gradient still in existence, but weakening gradually, lifting to the north as still strong low pressure over Hudson's Bay, Canada. Again, a short wave developing here across Illinois with a warm frontal boundary extending down through Tennessee. As we get into the day on Sunday night and Monday, here comes the one wave of low pressure across the Pennsylvania region with the warm front extending south of the Delmarva. This will probably be moving in our direction with a frontal passage around here probably on Sunday night. And we're expecting some cloud cover. There could even be a few showers around here later on Sunday or Sunday night, and especially on Monday, and they'll be widely scattered indeed. And then after that, this front's going to stall out here. And then another area of low pressure developing across the upper Midwest, and the high plains will develop into a deep trough, and we'll get into that in a minute, what that means for our weather this week coming up. GFS forecast for the week. Let's begin here and move through. High pressure beginning to build in from the south. Still tight pressure gradient here across the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, all of northern New England as the result of this very deep and strong cutoff upper low here across Hudson's Bay, Canada, and this will continue through Sunday. Notice over the next couple of days as we move this, it's still spinning across Canada, and here comes a wave across the upper Midwest with a deepening trough here and tropical influences coming in from the Caribbean, and this would be for Monday night and early Tuesday. And as we move further, this is what's going to happen. The models are indicating the trough begins to deepen very sharply and pulls a lot of this subtropical moisture in from off the Caribbean and the Gulf, develops surface low pressure along the Carolina coast, and that would be for the period on Wednesday, as Wednesday is going to become a rainy day here as low pressure deepens across the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. Could be some moderate to heavy rain coming down. We just don't know the extent of it yet, but it looks like it could be significant with better than an inch, maybe even an inch or two of liquid precipitation, and a very raw and windy day coming up for the midweek period. And once the system flies by, develops again another upper low across Canada as it's moving into that region. Then very strong high pressure begins to crest and build from the Great Lakes down through the Gulf Coast states, providing nice weather, but early windy conditions for Thursday and Friday of next week, and then very beautiful weather for the following weekend too, with much less wind. So that's going to do it for this morning. For GardenStateWeather.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Be careful out there in that wind today and enjoy your outdoor activities this weekend. It's a nice fall weekend indeed. Watch out because we got more heavy rain on the way for the midweek period, followed by another windy period next Thursday and Friday, to be followed by a very pleasant, dry, and seasonably warm weekend coming up for next weekend. Details, of course, refined and detailed right here tomorrow morning from GardenStateWeather.com. Have a great Saturday.